Welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hi there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's TV Reality Cast, and we are covering Love Island UK Season 7, Episode 12. Now, Chris, tonight was all about Teddy. Not about the football.
No, not about the football. Yeah.
It was all about Teddy coming in. Obviously, we saw him at the end of Friday's episode, and we had some speed dates set up. And what did you think of those?
Well, I've got to say, Dave, I think Teddy might be the guy that all the girls have been waiting for, a proper man who's got a bit of respect. Yeah. He might end up being fucking Love Island fodder and just playing the game and then goes and sort of dates all the girls and tells them everything they need to hear. But from the get-go, he was just smooth. He was dead attentive to the girls. I mean, the first one was Kaz. She straight in, Dave, straight in. A lot of things in common. Really good chat. She was beaming on the date. It was really good. Yeah. And there's great chemistry there. But what I think Teddy's got is he's very good with all of them, Dave, because all the girls he went on a date with, I came away thinking, I'm not sure who he's going to pick because he was little sound bites of conversation. Now, he's either as smooth as fucking butter or he is just a nice guy. So I'm going with he's a nice guy, and I'm going with this is the level of guy that the girls want. Someone who is like a bit of a bloke, not just a fucking an Instagram fucking wannabe like most of the others are.
Yeah. You know what? I think you've pretty much concisely nailed it there for how I feel about it. It does feel like the biggest difference is he is a man. He seems like he's got that maturity. And I think most of the blokes who've come in before, like you say, probably Instagram models. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because we've spent like 15, 16 months in fucking lockdown, with very little social interaction. So I was sort of thinking, maybe just all the blokes are just forgotten how to behave with people. But yeah, Teddy seems like he's definitely got the chat. He's got the looks. He's got, he seems smart. I think Sharon, she's all about the status, isn't she? So, the fact that he's a senior financial consultant, he's got a good job as well. So he seems to tick every single box with every conversation, I agree. And so, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure with Faye's date whether he could take his eyes off her eyes, Chris.
We were falling out anyway, I think, when she leapt over that chair. Jesus.
It's like, there's got to be a lot of tape involved there. Fuck me. There's a ridiculous top. But, and I thought all the girls did as well as they could do as well. They all showed their best side. I could hazard a guess at which way he'd go, but he's kept his cards quite close to his chest, hasn't he?
Yeah, I agree. I think he has a real intense conversation with Rachel because she'd said to him, didn't she, like, I don't want to I can orgasm on my own. And he's like, no, you shouldn't have to do that on your own. I'm like, smooth. But I do think that Kaz has gone all in on him, Dave. I don't think she's not holding anything back. Where Teddy had said about Sharon, like, she's career driven. She is holding something back, but I'm very intrigued by her. She's a pretty girl. And with Sharon, I think the thing is, I think you may have said this, is she's very shy. So when she's talking to him, I don't think she's very good. It seems quite awkward to get to know someone. It's almost like it's a job interview. And I can see that she's the type of person where even when she's out of work, it's about work because of what she does. She's got quite an important job, which is great and good for her. She's got a good career. But I think he might end up trying to break the code of Sharon before the others. But I do think that the front runners for me are Kaz and Rachel. They're the two I think he was
See, I think Faye, I think the conversation he was having with Faye later, where he was saying that, can I look at your eyes and I've not stopped enjoying them since last night. I think that's a bit of a green flag. Is there a green flag, checkered flag? I don't know. It's not a red flag, Chris. It's a positive sign. So, but that said, Faye was like, I don't wear much makeup in the day, and a lot of the other girls wear a lot of makeup. I was like, come on, really? I know you wear less in the day than you do in the evening, but fuck me, to call out the other girls for wearing loads of makeup, I thought was a bit fucking old Pinocchio there.
Not wrong with Pinocchio, Dave.
So yeah, I think the front runners are Faye and Rachel, and I think Rachel seemed a little bit full on for me. She seemed to go from, "Hi, how's it going? What do you do and what have you? What turns you on?"
No,
there seemed to be a massive gap in the middle of getting to know someone. I don't know. Maybe she's looked at Liam and Millie and just thought, "Fuck this middle bit shit. We should just go straight to the fucking nub of it because we know there's going to be a recoupling at some point. So and I'm in a competition with 3 other girls. So let's start him thinking that I'm thinking about sex, and that'll put me in as a front runner."
Could be. It could be like a bit of a desperation move. And maybe she's doing it for the recoupling as well, Dave. That's a very good point, actually. I do think fucking Chloe was the best with Toby. Toby, you said about Toby, the way he just dropped Kaz. She went, "So are you jealous?" And he went, "No." It was like, not one bit. And it was like, yeah, you sort of give away. But Dave, Chloe slid into his, we can't call it DMs, but she slid onto the sofa with him, didn't she? And I'm like, oh yeah, what's going on here? It could have been completely innocent. And in context, there is a behind the scenes episode that airs, but it shows all daft things. And a lot of the people who, the way they've been portrayed in the main show, actually have quite interesting personalities and quite good people. Chloe's not too bad. Faye isn't, to be fair, I've given her a bit of a roasting. So it may have just been that they all talk to each other organically, but the way they teed it up with the production there was as if to say Chloe was just sliding in between them 4 as if to, and I think someone had said that, didn't they? Like, I think she's the sort of girl who loves the chase of getting somebody who's already taken, sort of thing. So I think that might be what, I don't know, I could be wrong, Dave, but I just thought I'm not actually taking that equation out of it all, because it may be something she does.
Yeah, I think we need another week. But I would say with Toby and Chloe, I think the early signs are pretty good, aren't they? I know they started off in this kind of, not in the best way. But actually, there's so much chemistry there. And actually, the more I think about that first week with Toby having the chats with the lads and, he's not really feeling it. I think at the time I was interpreting all of that of, he's just really like shy. He's never been in a relationship, so he doesn't know, what to do. That's how I was interpreting it. In hindsight, sort of just looks like he didn't have the hots for her.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just one of those things. So Toby and Chloe, actually, from what we've seen, and we know how quickly these things can change, but from what I've seen so far, actually, they look like they do have, a little bit of a chemistry thing going on there. Seems like, Toby might be packing in episode 3 in there as well. So, that might encourage Chloe to stick around a little bit more.
That's very true, Dave. Very true. What about though, Dave? We got another fucking sucking someone's face off. We got Millie and Liam finally had their proper kiss. Everyone was giving them a cheer. But again, I mean, I know they've got to wear the microphones, but surely someone in post-production can turn that down. Fucking hell, it's well off.
I think they do the opposite, don't they? I think they turn it up.
Yeah.
Every time it's like... So, for fuck's sake. So, but I'm glad they've done it. I'm glad they've kind of got that first kiss out of the way. I said in the last episode just think they have to shag, to be quite honest with you. So I still haven't seen them actually have a decent conversation. I don't know if you saw anything in the unseen bits.
No, there wasn't
said
anything.
That Liam had a personality, because I still I haven't seen anything resembling one so far. I just think they've got that sexual chemistry together, and they need to get it out of the way.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're right. Is Liam's repertoire of conversation is, "Hi, you all right? Yeah, good. Yeah, you okay? Yeah, good, good."
Like a bit of Welsh meat.
Yeah, that was my Welsh accent, but yours was better. But yeah, he's very. There's just nothing. He's very. I don't know if he's very guarded or he just hasn't got the intellect to hold that sort of conversation. But I haven't seen him have many conversations with Sharon, Dave. Anyway, and I think she's probably one of the cleverest people in the villa. So yeah, we'll see on that, Dave. Now, what I would say, this episode was for me wasn't the best. It wasn't one of the best. There was too much of Teddy. I know some people say you can't have enough Teddy. I get that because the guys are all dickheads, but I think it just went on and on. It was as if they were filling the show up because it's like, oh shit, this has got to run for an hour. Let's try and think of different things. And it was just Teddy going from one conversation to another. And I don't know why. It just didn't flow like it normally does for me.
Yeah. And I still feel like there should have been at least another Teddy, at least another bloke who is a bloke, not a boy, to come in. Because so out of the 4 girls who'd been on to dates with him, like you say, you could see in a different context, you could see him getting on with all 4, yeah. and who knows how far they'd run, but he did seem to get on with all 4. He's not going to recouple with 3 of them. So this recoupling that's going to come up tomorrow, I don't know where it's going to go. So let's say, what are Kaz's options? What are Sharon's options?
Yeah.
What are Faye's options? Rachel, like all of them. If they don't pick Teddy, they're looking at fucking Hugo. Hey Hugo, how's it going? Do this friend couple thing. But they don't have many options. I think they need to get some new blokes in.
Yeah. I do. I agree. I mean, Dave, look, Hugo's going down the route of the typical Love Island special. Do you know, like they've just not shown him, have they, for a few days?
No, it's been written out pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I know that the guys have got the vote this time and who they couple with, but it's Hugo's going to be staying again for at least another couple of days. But I think his time's up. I really do.
It could be. It could be. I mean, it'd be nice as well. The same as I've said in the past for like Rachel, I still think beyond anyone, she's been screwed over more than anyone because she's the only one who, was given a choice of fucking Chugs and Brad, both whose type is clearly petite blondes.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. So she's been screwed over. So I really hope she gets to stay in and she's got some options because she's the only one who hasn't had any options. Yeah. I'll tell you what, Chris, and I know we've got an email about it after, but Brad was sitting a bit uncomfortably, wasn't he, when Teddy was saying, maybe I'll have a talk to Lucinda.
Yeah.
He fucking didn't like that. He couldn't hide his, part fear, part fuck off. I'm the top dog in here. So I kind of want that to happen.
You know what, Dave? And you're right. I forgot all about it. I'm so glad you said that. I think Teddy had a little bit of a twinkle in his eye for Liberty, Dave. I do. I saw a little
good one as well.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. I just saw that little conversation when they were all sat with him laughing. And she was like, I don't know if she was into him, but she seemed, it's like get on with him and everything. But there was just something in his eye. And I thought, oh, yeah, what's going on here? And I'm wondering whether he's going to pick somebody just to stay in the villa, but he may end up making a move on someone else, Dave. And I'm picking Liberty there.
Oh, that'd be fucking great, Chris. If this was Australia season 1, I could see that happening because that was bonkers, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He just had all kinds of weird picks. If he picked Liberty there, I mean, she did put herself kind of inadvertently front and center. She said, she's rooting for Kaz with Teddy, and she's in there. She's, asking him all these questions, quick fire. She was almost like she'd been on speed or something. She was like Spud from Train Spotting, just keeps talking and talking and talking. And everyone around, everyone is like, you're sort of making this really uncomfortable. But she doesn't stop. And I hadn't really thought about that. But, she might have inadvertently put herself front and center there because she's clearly outgoing. She's a lovely girl. We've said before on the show, haven't we, that, out of everyone, she seems like the nicest, most authentic, genuine person in there. So that would be a great fucking play. The only couple that resembles a couple, Chris.
Yeah, and they get split up.
But no, I'm giving you, a slim chance of that one. I don't think so, but I think he could go for Lucinda.
He could.
If we haven't seen too much yet, but I'm guessing for the recoupling, do you reckon they're going to stretch out the whole next episode and have it at the end?
Yeah, of course they are, Dave. The two people who are going to go is going to be tomorrow night. It's just, it's coming. But, we'll see. That'd be brilliant. It would just be absolutely... And don't forget, Dave, #reality radar. This could be the one that gets me back on the score sheet, Dave.
So you're going Teddy to pick Liberty. Yeah.
Down the road, I'm not saying on the recoupling tomorrow, but I'm just saying down the road, there may be something there, Dave. Just watch this space, my friend. That fucking midget, fucking George Michael will be out the fucking door. But anyway, Dave, we have 3 amazing emails. So the first one's from Kayla, part of Kristen Day's bingo, Dave, as well. An email from Kayla. So it's Toby is a clown, but Chloe is the entire circus. Hi, guys. I'm all cut up, and what a mess it is. The boys this season are acting very obtuse and unaware of their actions, how their actions affect the women they are romantically involved with. The boys constantly tell their partners that they like them. Then they tell the boys of all their concerns and doubts. And then they're confused when the girls are blindsided and upset. She's right, because we were talking about that yesterday, weren't we? I really like Liberty, so if she likes Jake, then I love it. But I think Jake will be the first to bring someone back from Casa Amor.
Yeah.
Chloe is a snake who had to play the game, but she's seen the show and she knew she should have... She knew she should have talked to Kaz before pursuing Toby so heavily out of nowhere. I very much enjoyed Faye calling out Chloe, mostly because it shows how transparent her gameplay is. Toby has no sense of self seemingly to know who or what he wants. He just goes wherever the wind blows, and the stronger breeze right now is Chloe, so that's where he'll stay. I think Chloe will quickly jump onto Teddy, though. I'm glad Lucinda sees through Brad now. I'm cutting her slack since she's so young and she's dealing with older men. We're all about as boring as a bucket of paint. So what do you guys think Teddy will pair up with? Well, we just answered that, Kayla, but thank you for your email as always. Absolutely brilliant.
I think I actually think, if you're looking at probability, he'll pick Faye. I think it'd be brilliant if he did pick Lucinda. But I think, the chat that Chloe had with Teddy, I thought was a decent chat, but I didn't find it flirty. The one where of Kaz came across, and was reveling in interrupting them. But I didn't see anything with Chloe and Teddy there at all. So I don't think Chloe's not one of those. I mean, it's the exceptions, isn't it? Probably Chloe and Millie are the only ones who aren't in the running for Teddy's affections.
Very true, Dave. Very true.
Awesome.
So we've got another one, Dave, as well. We've got one from Jason, and he's put Love Island UK in quotes. Mean girls? Really? Hello, you can call me Jason, please. I have to say, I've just finished your episode 10 recap, and I'm a bit surprised at your take on Faye, Kaz, and Sharon. I'll admit, Faye and Sharon were in my shit list for how they treat Hugo a couple of episodes ago, but they've completely redeemed themselves over the last 2 episodes. Sharon is a true friend to Kaz and was there to comfort her when she almost broke down in tears. Kaz really had feelings Did I finish for Toby? And yet he threw that all away for a fake girl who has blonde hair and an annoying voice. I'm not so sure how Chloe isn't the mean girl in this situation. She never once gave Kaz a heads up about her feelings, even though she said multiple times she loves Kaz. Then she kisses him full on the lips. Kaz was being sarcastic when she said Chloe could have kissed him on the shoulder or the hand or the foot or the back. I'm surprised, given your type of humour, that neither of you picked up on that. I'm blaming that on you, Dave. Now, for Rachel...
I'm not having that for a second, by the way. Not a second. That's the only point out of this email, by the way, but I'm not having it for a second.
Right, okay.
That was sarcasm.
Now, for Rachel / Faye. For one, Rachel heard Chloe tell Lucinda that she was going to pull Toby for another chat soon. Rachel did not approve of this and said she didn't want to be part of their scheming and snake-like ways. I don't think she did anything wrong in that situation except stick by her friend, and Faye was a class act there and told Chloe to mind her own damn business. I think Faye showed what a true friend is, and I don't understand all the grief you're giving her. The only mean girl in the villa is Chloe, and she has proven that time and again. I get that it's not Friend Island, as Chris would put it, but I think I've stolen that from you, Dave. But that doesn't mean you can't be a sound person and respectful. And Chloe has been anything but that. I'm so proud of Kaz for staying strong, and I hope Rachel gets more opportunities to find a genuine connection. I know that was a lot, but I was heated when I heard this episode, and I think you've been very unfair to Faye, and especially Rachel. She wasn't trying to stir the pot. She was removing herself from a group of toxic, mean, poisonous vipers and keeping it real. Otherwise, keep up the good work, Jason. So, Dave, that's a very different email to what we usually get. So thanks, Jason. That's really good. Different perspective as well than what we see. And we always say it, we are not, it's our perspective. We call it, we shoot straight from the hip, don't we? So it doesn't necessarily always get it right, but that's how we felt at the time. So time will tell on Faye. I'm not a big fan, Dave. So I've not seen anything to justify Faye being what Jason's put in the email about, being a class act and sticking back. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. And look, we'll see. What I find the problem with Faye is, as soon as someone comes in, she immediately gets threatened and gets their bitchy. She said she didn't like bitchiness, which Brad held up on that board. And then the next segment, she was being bitchy about someone. So I'm not a fan, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. So thanks for the email, Jason. That's really good.
No, that's awesome. Like I say, I'm not having the sarcasm thing, but that's how someone else has seen it. I think with the Rachel thing, absolutely no problem with her taking herself out of that conversation. And she said, I didn't hear that. The problem I had with it was she'd literally walked to the next table to tell Faye. Right? I was thinking about this after. I was thinking, well, if she'd have been a bit more stealthy, a bit more snaky, dare I say, in my mind, honestly, that is better. But she made it so obvious. It was just lighting the touch paper and going to create a drama. So I think that was the only mistake that I thought, but brilliant. I think, I feel like, like Adrian Durham on Talk Sport, Chris, where they'll just put things out there intentionally to be controversial so people ring up for a pound a minute.
Yeah. Like me, I've been on there loads of times, but yeah, you're right.
But brilliant email. It's great that people are so passionate about this, isn't it? I feel like, Chris, we're almost the pariahs. We're in all these different podcast groups and stuff, aren't we? And we're the pariahs that, basically you stick to your fucking reality TV because we're not interested. All the other shit that you do, it's brilliant, but that fucking reality TV stuff, I'm never going to do that. But it seems like it's slowly permeating more and more of society, Chris. More people are coming out that, I do kind of watch Love Island,
No, and you know what's really good, Dave, as well? Our other email sort of slightly goes up against what Jason's opinion is. So that's what's really good about what people see when they watch it. Complete. I watch it and sometimes I'll watch it ahead of Sam, and then she'll watch it. She's like, I don't agree with you and Dave on the show today. And she'll tell me. And I'm married to her, so she sat next to me giving me a bollocking sometimes if she thinks I'm wrong. So that's what it's about. Everyone's opinions matter. But this next one's from Denise, and we need an epic power play move now. My wish list before tomorrow's recoupling would be for new alpha male Teddy to pick Lucinda. Yes, there was a glimmer of interest from Lucinda. That narcissist thought she got pied because he didn't pay attention to her. Well, that's different. I'm not really thought that Lucinda, Dave, and Teddy knows who's top dog in the villa, and that's Brad. He also jokingly said he would go after her, and Brad looked shaken. Is that what you said, Dave? Now, here's the bit that's like the opposite to Jason's. He said, there will be so much jealous fury from Mean Girls Faye and her minion Sharon, and people kicking off from the ripple effect. From the ripple effect, which is something I'm missing now. Our friend Denise in Brooklyn, New York, Dave. So brilliant. So we've got Denise and Kayla from New York, Dave. So that's really good.
That's cool. We haven't heard from Denise for a little while, so that's great to hear back from her. Actually, let's talk about cliques. So whether we call them mean girls or not, there's cliques developing, isn't there? So you've got Sharon, Kaz, and Faye, and Liberty's kind of there, but she isn't really. She doesn't seem to be in that clique, And by that, I mean she's not the one in there talking shit about other people, other things. And that's why I think it's the three of them. But then you've got this other clique that's developed, which is Chloe, Lucinda, and Millie, which, I'm pretty sure the Hitler Youth would get hard on over. It's all the blondies fucking sticking together, isn't it? So it's interesting that you've got these pacts forming now. And look, there's too many people in the villa, so we're going to have a recoupling. But something else has got to happen as well, because you've got people in the outside day beds and stuff. I don't know. Are they going to get rid of one person? Are they going to get rid of a group? We haven't had a vote in a while. We're too early for Casa Amor, aren't we? So, no, Chris, I didn't find today's episode that great. But I think it's just, it's a little bit table setting, isn't it? And it'll get better as the week goes on.
Yeah, it will, to be fair. I agree. And I think, look, tomorrow could be the one day, but we won't, whatever happens with recoupling, we're not going to see it until the end of Wednesday's episode or the start of Wednesday's episode. But you're right, we're laying all the table now and it's going to kick off. So let's see how we go this week. We start another week in Love Island Day. We're on week 3 already. So we're getting there. We're getting there, my friend. The tunnel we're nearly at the halfway point. So brilliant. But I want to thank everyone as always. I say every episode, but thank you, especially to our patrons as well. So patreon.com/CD Reality Cast. A roll call of honor. We've got Dee Dee, Hannah, Ed, Priscilla, Susan, Hennessy Green, Hayley, Tracy, Lauren, Lucky Lulu Green, and Kent Gustafson. So thank you guys, and some great chat over on the Patreon Discord channel. So really, really good. And also big thanks as always to Charlene running our Facebook page, Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. Get over there, guys, and join up. We've got loads of people on there now, and it's some great conversations just talking about all the things that we love. If you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. And if you want to follow us on social media, @cdrealitycast. So, Dave.
Awesome.
All out of the way quick.
Yeah. That is fantastic. And Chris, I shall speak to you when I've watched the US episode.
Yeah, me too. Bye.
Bye now.